Welcome to All About TRH, aka All About the Truth. On today's episode, we dive into the latest, including Tom Sandoval being under fire for comparing Scandoval to George Floyd, and update you on his apology, plus recap Vanderpump Rules' most recent episode. Hi, Chantel.
Hey, Roxanne.
How's your day going?
It's going great, you guys. So, I'm at one of my hotels that I work for, and I get to sleep by myself tonight because I've been having the worst sleep since being married. I'm sure there's an
Oh,
adjustment period, but I'm so excited to sleep alone.
I think most
Sorry about.
people, yeah, I think most people live with their spouse before, so it's not that much of an adjustment. So for you, it really is because you guys didn't live with each other before. But don't act like you didn't have sleepovers.
Yeah, I know, but okay, it was like having one night, not really sleeping well didn't affect me, but having every night not sleeping well affects me.
You know what's funny? Speaking of hotels, is when Chantel did have sleepovers, Chantel would tell her mom that she was sleeping at a hotel at one of
Okay,
our hotels
let's
for work.
let's not reveal my secrets, okay?
You're married now, it doesn't matter.
It does.
As if your mother would ever listen to this. It
Yeah,
would
but
somehow
your
get back
mom
there.
listens to it.
I know, I swear. I don't think she has, but as of recently, we still need to get them on because you guys always ask. But
She knows
Chantel,
she called me the other day and she goes, "Is Kyle a lesbian?" I'm like, "What?"
are you serious? Oh, she won't
Yeah.
ask me because, like, I have no patience for it because, like, I know she watches things and she sees, but then she'll ask me a question that, like, I know she already knows the answer to, and I get frustrated. I'm so mean. So I'm like, Mom, you already know. Why are you asking me? But it's like her way of trying to connect. Poor
I
mom. We're so
know.
hard on them.
Mhm.
Uh, Speaking of motherhood, you guys, my kids don't have school this week. They're on what we call winter break. I, oh, I almost died. I don't know if it's just me, but when I was in school, like we never had so many days off like my kids do.
No, I feel like we did.
No way. My kids literally are off like at least there's something going on like once a week, and it's just a lot. It's hard for I've said this, I work corporate, so I work 5 days a week, the 8 to 5 type of role, and then I feel bad because like, my girls are at home, and I'm like, "You guys wanna watch a movie while I work?" And it's just so stressful trying to, like, work and have them at home, and I just feel like society makes it very hard for working moms, even stay-at-home moms, like, it just, they make it really hard.
I know. I really do agree.
So it's been a rough 2 days trying to navigate all that. But I mean, we watched some Vanderpump Rules. But before we even get into the episode, we have to go over some, pretty intense hot topics. Chantel, I know that we actually got a text sent about this because I hadn't even seen it yet. But Tom Sandoval is in some really hot water, which we're not surprised about because he's always in something. So apparently, he thinks that, his cheating scandal last year was comparable to really big moments in pop culture. And what he referenced in a recent interview is that what he did was like the George Floyd's death. Not what he did, but it was just
The
comparable
attention that
to,
it got.
yeah, the attention that it got was like George Floyd's death or the O.J. Simpson murder case. And him referring to George Floyd as pop culture just shows he's really not self aware and he hasn't learned much. He's obviously, let's say this though, he's obviously trying to say that he was mentioned so much and there was so much media coverage surrounding him, like there was with O.J. and George Floyd. But comparing it is so insensitive. Some may say it's
Yeah.
comparable, but he could have used other examples.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You cannot compare a cheating scandal to murders.
Yeah. But on the other
Like,
hand,
you
some
just
people are
can't do
like,
that.
well, it's the media coverage, but it's like you could have, there's so many things that the media covers and like the Royals or whatever. You didn't have to be so insensitive
Yeah,
and
like,
compare it
there's
to
certain
like this police and then the George Floyd and then OJ Simpson. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and like at the end of the day, there's certain things that like no matter what, random people that don't watch, reality TV would never know your guys' names. They just wouldn't. And like they do know George Floyd's name and they do know what happened to OJ Simpson trial. So it's like
Yeah.
you're not even up there with that. Like, yeah, in pop culture it was like a crazy thing, but a lot of people who don't watch reality TV have no idea who the hell you guys are.
Right, exactly.
So it's like
Here's what
you can't do stuff like that. It's like you're Delulu.
he's so delulu. Here's what he said, just to quote, like, let's make sure we get it all out there. But he says, I'm not a pop culture historian, really, but I witnessed the OJ Simpson thing and George Floyd and all these big things, which is really weird to compare this to that, I think. But do you think in a weird way it's a little bit the same? Oh my God.
I know.
So the
He ended up
s
coming out with
Well, let me
like
finish because the right yeah, I know
okay,
he
go.
an apology, but the writer of the piece tries to lend him some, tries to give him some to, like, backtrack, um, and the writer of the piece wrote, "I think I knew what he meant. He was trying to express the, um, oddity of becoming the symbolic center of nationwide discussion in a major news story. What he communicated instead was something more honest, which is just how the experience had made him lose perspective." There was another quote apparently in the interview where he now disgraced that 70s show star who's in prison. Tom says, I feel like I got more hate than Danny Masterson, and he's a convicted rapist. Then this is all I'm getting all this from TMZ, but there's another moment in the interview where Tom explains his rationale for cheating on Ariana. And he's really straightforward about it. He says, I did what I did because I was in an unhappy place in my life. I got caught up in my emotions and fully fell in love, like for real. Okay, that pisses me off, by the way. I just hate anyone saying that they were in an unhappy place in their life because it's like, leave. Do not cheat, leave. And it's going to suck and you're going to hurt this person, but do not make your unhappiness an excuse to fall in love with someone else.
Yep, agreed.
And I'm sure that they were both unhappy. And was she sitting there cheating and having this relationship? The only thing I don't like about these two is that they both made this agreement where they wouldn't put, and I feel like I know a lot of relationships like this where they like, where they act perfect in, around people, but behind closed doors, they are miserable. And that's why it was such a shock to everyone that he would do this because they always had each other's back and were so supportive towards each other.
And I think it just kind of shows too, like we'll talk about it on this episode, where like you really don't see Ariana being that devastated and sad.
Yeah, I think she's angry.
Yeah, okay,
There's
yeah,
so
she's like
many
probably mad.
stages, and I just think
Yeah.
she's super angry. And, like, I feel like if that was me, I would make sure to be humble and just try to rise above it. I feel like I would do that versus acting or versus like showing my anger. Um, Even if I was angry, I would just, rise above it to like be an example. Cause I feel like so many other people, me and my husband were just talking about this because we watched the episode together and he even said, he's like, he's like, I'm watching her and he's like, I remember when all that happened and I was, even I was like Team Ariana, like I couldn't believe what this guy did to her. And he's like, but he's like, I feel like, if she came out a little bit more not humble because she doesn't need to be humble about it, but she just came out not as angry and just like, I want to be the bigger person, she would get more support. But I still think she obviously has so much support. But like from someone like me, where I'm like looking at both sides, I would be like, she's a saint, she's an angel. Like we're watching Love Island All Stars. And if you see Molly on Love Island All Stars, Factor's delicious, ready to eat meals make eating better every day easy. Wherever tomorrow takes you, be ready with pre prepared, chef crafted, and dietitian approved meals delivered right to your door. You'll have over 35 different options a week to choose from, including keto, calorie smart, vegan, and veggie, plus more. And there's even more to enjoy with over 55 nutrition packed add ons that help make your weekly meal planning even more delicious. What are you waiting for? Get started today and have a feel good week of meals ready to go. These are also
2-minute meals. Fuel up fast with Factor's restaurant quality meals that are ready to heat and eat whenever you are. This is super convenient, especially if you're a mom like me who's busy with work and the young children, that right when they get to bed, I'm excited to pop these in and eat. No prep, no mess meals. Factor meals are 100% ready to heat and eat, so there's no prepping, cooking, or cleaning up needed. Head to factormeals.com/TRH and use code TRH to get 50% off. That's code TRH50 at factormeals.com/TRH to get 50% off.
Addie. Ladies, did you know that one of the most common complaints from women about their sexual health is a frustrating low libido? Our sex drive can decline, but it's also treatable. Addie or flibanserin is FDA approved and has been clinically proven to increase sexual desire in certain premenopausal women who are bothered by a low libido. So if you feel like you've lost your desire and want to get it back, stop falling for the snake oils and ask your doctor about Addie today, or go to Addie.com. That's ADDYI.com.
Addie is for premenopausal women with acquired generalized hypoactive sexual desire disorder, HSDD, who have not had problems with low sexual desire in the past, who have low sexual desire no matter the type of sexual activity, the situation, or the sexual partner. The low sexual desire is troubling to them and is not due to a medical or mental health problem, problems in the relationship, or medicine or other drug use. Addie is not for use in men or to enhance sexual performance. Your risk of severe low blood pressure and fainting is increased if you drink 1 to 2 standard alcoholic drinks close in time to your Addie dose. Wait at least 2 hours after drinking before taking Addie at bedtime. Your risk of severe low blood pressure and fainting is also increased if you take certain prescriptions, over-the-counter or herbal medications, or have liver problems. Low blood pressure and fainting can happen when you take Addie even if you don't drink alcohol or take other medicines. Do not take if you are allergic to any of the ingredients in Addie. Allergic reactions may include hives, itching or trouble breathing. Sleepiness, sometimes serious, can occur. Common side effects include dizziness, nausea, tiredness, difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep, and dry mouth. See full PI and medication guide, including box warning at addie.com/PI, or call 844-PINK-PILL.
Ask your doctor about Addie today, or go to Addie.com. That's ADDYI.com.
Like, that's why I always say, like, UK people are just so different. And she rises above like a situation that she's in a villa with her ex-boyfriend. And, he slept with 16 people in the last 6 months after he broke up with her. And, I don't know. I just feel, I don't even know if that's a good comparison, but I just feel like I love that type of personality who's like rises above it.
Yeah, I agree. I have so
Yeah.
many thoughts. We'll talk about it more about like how I feel, how she's acting. I think Tom Short says it best in this episode, but yeah, it's not.
Well,
She's
tell us
not
about
looking
Tom's
great.
apology, by the way.
Yeah, so Tom basically goes on his on his Instagram stories and writes, a little short little sentence and says, "My intentions behind the comments I made in New York Times Magazine were to explain the level of national media attention my affair received. The comparison was inappropriate and ignorant. I'm incredibly sorry and embarrassed."
What do you think about that?
Yeah, no shit, Tom. After everyone comes after you.
Yeah. It's like you
Like
shouldn't even
he
be
just keeps
making those
doing
comments, dude.
seriously, like he's so full of himself that it's like you would make a comment like that. And now you do have to apologize for it.
And I'm reading a lot of comments, and some people are like, "Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna try to spin this and make it a big deal." And some people are like, "Oh, when are we gonna cancel him?" But I just like wish he just shut up. Like that's all. You keep digging yourself a hole, And I just wish he just stopped talking because when he talks, like he sounds arrogant.
Literally go away for a little bit, honestly. It'll do you some well. Do you some
Do
good.
some well.
No, do some good.
I was a little confused by that.
Yeah, do some good.
Well, let's get into the episode now.
Yes, we shall.
What
So
did
we
you
started
think
this
about it?
episode.
Oh,
What'd you
okay.
say?
I was like, "What'd you think
No, I was
about
just
it?"
saying my notes.
Oh, okay, go
I mean,
ahead, girl.
it wasn't bad. I mean, you know, and actually, like, I had to like watch like the last like 20 minutes of the last episode again because like I'm just in the hotel room doing like work, and then like last episode, even though I said it was like boring, like it actually was interesting when I like rewatched it for some reason.
I
I don't
think when
know.
we watch live, Chantel, that's our issues and we're waiting for commercials, we get annoyed with the episode.
Yeah, cause like I was like, oh, this is good. Like the way even like we didn't even talk about a lot. I think a lot of the things from last episode too, but even the way that like really Lisa and Tom Sandoval's fight, like they were yelling at each other. It was interesting.
Right.
Again, when I
Yeah.
rewatched it, but yeah, we started this episode out with DJ Kennedy, James, you guys,
I was like,
and
"Who?"
I know,
A
and his girl
scare.
Ellie setting up for a party, and he says he spent like 2,000 on this party. So do we think that's even a lot for like a party that he ended up buying a grill for? I didn't even think that was a lot. Like, I
No, but
feel
there
like you
wasn't
guys
a
spend
lot of
that.
people there, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
And, like,
true.
liquor, Chantel, liquor? Oh, wait, so yeah, I mean, it adds up. You're saying that he's making it like it's a lot, but you're saying that's not even a lot. Because I mean, Chantel,
Yeah.
hosting is so much work, and I mean, me and you, like, we like to be extra when hosting. For me, like, I hate when my extraness goes unnoticed. I won't wanna host those type of people anymore. But I think, yeah, I don't think 2,000 is that much for, like, a pool party,
And, like, he had
especially.
to buy, like, actual equipment, like, I didn't think that was a lot,
Yeah, I don't think
people
that
spend
is.
literally $1,000 so easily on, like, a kid's birthday party nowadays, like, and nothing's crazy,
Minimum, like,
nothing
not
special.
even,
Yeah,
yeah. Was there
exactly.
food?
He was grilling, like, hot dogs and
Oh,
hamburgers and
oh, okay, I
corn.
didn't even catch that. Okay, and, like, yeah, that's, like, nothing, so, I mean, yeah, it is something though too, but
Yeah,
I don't know, it's
then
a
we
pool party, you spend a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So then we get to where Ariana and Katie, who is, you guys, is literally not on the show. But we get they're at Ariana's house and like she's talking about the Lyft driver and how do you feel that it's ironic that the night before she gets in the same Lyft driver that drove her and Tom home the night that she found out everything out. Like, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I mean, what a coincidence or how ironic that would happen, and
Yeah,
then, like, they'd make the same ride and be like, "You were fighting with your husband," and that Lyft driver knew who the hell those people were, like, don't even play.
seriously. But let's take a moment to talk about something about her restaurant because, this is filmed when? Back in April now? I believe this is
Yeah,
filmed in April.
yeah,
And April, May or something, this is filmed. And you guys, this restaurant's still not open. It's
I
nowhere near to be
know.
open. I feel like it's a fake thing. They're not gonna open. Like, I don't understand how this restaurant can take 2 to 3 years to open up. It's a sandwich shop.
Right, and it's very small, but I think they're just, like, running into so many problems, and
Why though?
I don't know. There were like I have to look online, but they were running into so many like problems for some reason where like licensing was getting pulled. I don't even remember.
Like, at this point, like, all like, so many people could jock their idea and run with it, and it's like,
Yeah.
I'm about to, I'm about to go and do that.
Yeah, but the whole point is like no one would care if you open that, but if people care if they open that, you know? I do want to say something about by the way, Chantal, like this happened right before everyone came to James's pool party. So Allie was getting irritated when James tried to spray her. And I just thought, man, women are so funny. Like we get all dolled up and then our men think they're being funny and cute trying to spray us. And it's like we just spent 1 hour getting ready. No one has even seen us yet walk away. So like I felt that frustration from Allie. Did you see it when he was trying to spray her with the hose? And it's like, okay, no one came here yet. Wait before you do stuff like that.
Literally, he's such a kid sometimes. I'm like, okay, like he literally acts like he's like 5.
Well, like kids, but like men like do that and they're thinking they're being funny and cute. And we're like, are you kidding? Like no one has seen us yet.
No, I know, literally.
Sometimes we're harsh, huh?
Yeah.
We're harsh too, you know?
And
So,
it's so easy to
whatever.
watch it and then realize like you do that all the time
Yeah. I'm like,
too.
oh, that would be so me. I'd get so irritated.
100%. Sheena and Lala get to Lisa's house, and Lisa wants to talk to them about the Sandoval situation, and they're giving facts on why they don't want to forgive him. And I kind of think, like, when they're actually explaining it to Lisa, that everything they're saying sounds very valid, and they all make a good point.
Yeah.
But then
Absolutely.
but then Lisa makes a very good point and says, "Listen, like your lives are good right now. His isn't." So like I was like, "Okay, damn, she's right." It's like you guys like literally have profited. She probably was trying to say you guys have done so much since the Scandoval, and like you guys are on top and he's not. So like lay off.
Well, it was really hard hearing her talk about her brother,
I
it made me
know.
even get really emotional because sometimes it's like the signs were there and you guys still did nothing. Side note, does Sheena have the Ozempic face, Chantel?
Yeah, but also yes, but then she has a really good excuse about like this whole like
I understand
restraining
that.
order and her being like very depressed.
It's so hard though, Chantel, for me, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like, absolutely nothing wrong for we know so many people who are on Ozempic. There's nothing wrong with it. But Chantal, we know like 90% of housewives who have like lost like that those last 15 pounds that, maybe they just which they didn't even need to lose, but they felt they did. They're all on Ozempic. And I know that Sheena, after having a kid, we saw her, really struggle where she was like, Lala and then bounce back. And for me, it's harder. Granted, she did say, I lost a lot of weight from, the restraining order with Raquel. So I don't want to take away from any of that. But her face, especially like we've become expert on the Ozempic face because we have to we see which housewives have admitted to it and how their face looks. And to me, her face literally looks like she has an Ozempic face.
Yeah, it's like she lost so much fat that it's just
And it's like
it's
those
a
cheeks,
lot.
I'm
Yep.
like, yeah, I don't know. I think she's a beautiful girl. I'm just like, oh my gosh, please, you need to, I don't know. It's a lot.
Especially because you're already a thin girl, so it's like, oh, you
Right.
guys, this is too much.
But a lot of, people who are on Ozempic, especially like if you're on a show, are already thin. And I don't blame them because sometimes people can be harsh about someone's body if they gain like 5 pounds or whatever. But oh my gosh, she was always so little.
I was listening to a podcast today, from the Skinny Confidential. I was listening to that one, and it was with this doctor, and he said such scary things about Ozempic that I really think people don't realize, especially if you don't have type 2 diabetes, what you're in store for the rest of your life.
Really?
And
Well,
yeah, it's scary.
there are like so many other like knockoffs, or I don't know what you call them.
All of
So, I
them,
mean,
all of them.
oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, all of them. They're not meant for regular person's body type that is not
Right.
sick, and it's going to cause a lot of long-term damage.
That's scary. Let's
Yeah.
hope not.
Well, yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, so okay, sorry, like I got distracted by Sheena's face, but when they are
But
talking to Lisa, oh, go ahead.
yeah, the one thing I wanted to point out in this conversation is that when they are talking to Lisa, you have Sheena saying Ariana, she's crying and Ariana won't be our friends if she
Yeah.
made it very clear, and I'm like, okay, but Sheena, shut up. Sometimes Sheena really bothers me. It's like no one's asking you to be Sandoval's friend. All she's asking is to lay off of him and stop talking about him on your podcast 24/7.
Yeah, I know, but I also kind of feel bad for Sheena here because I think she does want to forgive Tom and she does want to see what can happen with their friendship again, but it's a tough situation because she knows Ariana will kill her.
Yeah, I mean, you have to pick a side, and I mean, if Ariana means so much and she's your first friend, you're gonna pick that. That sucks, but you're gonna have to do that, especially when you have someone who's not even really apologizing to her or to you.
Right. Yeah,
And
that's a
wait,
good point.
did you also see Rachel posted this reel, because I guess Sheena was talking Rachel, as in Raquel, Sheena was talking shit about Rachel, saying all you do on your podcast is talk about Tom Sandoval, and Rachel posts this thing showing all these clips of Sheena,
Oh my gosh, stop it.
all these clips of
When
Sheena
did she post
multiple
that? I
times.
didn't see that.
Yeah, one of our listeners sent it to us, and it was really good. Let me see where
Oh my
we should post this.
goodness.
It's so cringe that the fact that she literally showed all the receipts. It's like, you're the one that was talking about Tom Sandoval on your podcast all the time, not me. So it's just crazy.
Right. Wow. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that is wild. I would do the same though if I was in Raquel's shoes. I'd be like, you guys are literally profiting off of this platform and acting like, it's been crazy for you and whatnot. So I don't blame Raquel for doing that, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it was just really funny that she did do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get to the pool party. I mean, it does look a lot of fun. I wish I have a pool, and you can tell James is really happy that he has this house, and it suits him.
I kind of thought it looked boring.
Really?
It was just because it was like the girls. And you guys, I don't know why. I'm sorry that I'm being tough on Katie, but she just is such a bore to me.
No, she's such a bore. No, I'm sorry.
She really, truly is. And I just feel like their friendships are like anyone that was there, nothing seemed authentic to me and it didn't seem fun. And it could be because, a lot of them are sober and not encouraging them to drink, to be more fun. But watching back season 5 and 6 and season 4, they were wild when they drank. So much shit happened. So I was like, this is kind of boring.
I mean, even at the end, I think at the end of the episode when Lala's describing her friendship with James, and they do that flashback of Lala going, or James going "Are you pregnant? You look fat. You guys need to lose weight." I'm like, what is? These people were unhinged.
Oh my gosh, Chanel, you need to rewatch. It was actually
I
so
know.
interesting to watch back. It truly was.
I know I'm going to once I have time for sure.
Yeah. You still gotta, finish Love Island All Stars.
Literally.
Yeah.
Tom and Billy go to a cold plunge, and he says he never has been an outsider with this group of friends. And even in his confessionals in these moments, he's still like talking like he's a victim. And I just
I
find it
know.
also weird. And I'm just like, Tom, like, who is your PR people, or who are your people that can help you? Because how are you going in these confessionals talking like this?
Right, agree.
And
Uh,
even at one point he like was talking about, I'm like skipping a scene, but even at one point he's like literally talking about how he's still in love with Raquel and
oh,
he had so
yeah.
much fun with his, actually hanging out with her. It's like, did he really think going into this season that he should really like jump in on that, like saying that he still loves her and like they're still in a relationship when
Yeah.
she was ghosting him and like he thought that was gonna be good for him? Like, I don't know.
That's what I put. I put that he is so ick in his confessionals where even at the part where he was like, "I'm waiting for Raquel." I feel like that's what makes you look bad. This is why
Yeah.
you're the bad guy because you're putting Raquel on this pedestal. You're throwing this relationship in Ariana's face even more. Of course, no one's going to feel bad for you or say you deserve what's coming to you because the way you are talking about this relationship, I feel like he could at least in the confessional be like, it's hard because I really care about Raquel, but I also just want to be sensitive to Ariana's feelings, and he does none of that.
Yep. And like all this being said, like no one wants Tom. I'm sure this is across the board. No one wants Tom to hurt himself, but it's like you just need to like really like see what you did and like learn from it and like and know how to talk and explain that because you are nowhere near it.
Because his actions don't show the way he's like reacting and responding. And he's like, it's been 5 months, but then he'll be like, remember when they did this to me? Remember when they did
Yeah.
this to me? And it's like, oh my God, Tom, like enough.
But you know what? I don't blame Tom for being mad about like, especially the Lalas and the Sheenas of the world, and like what they were doing, but he just needs to like not bring that up at this moment. Like you
Yeah,
bring that up a year from now or 2 years from now,
right.
not right now.
Exactly. Well, I don't know if you were going to talk about the Schwartz.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, to me, well, we're at the pool party still, and Tom Schwartz and Lala are having a deep conversation. And to me, this is where I think Tom Schwartz says it best. He literally says that Ariana's acting like a queen, or acting like she's on some sort of pedestal instead of acting hurt. And like that's like I think the best way to describe it too is that she really does think she's like the HBIC. You know what that means, Roxanne?
No, what's HBIC? I feel like a
Head
lot of our
bitch.
listeners aren't going to know what that
No,
means.
head bitch in charge.
That's like some Gen Z little
No,
thing. I don't even
no.
know.
Definitely
Okay.
millennial thing probably. But yeah,
Oh,
she's
is
just
it?
acting like she runs everyone's feelings and thoughts and she's what she wants and what she's saying is gonna what everyone has to do. And it's like, okay, maybe for a little bit, but like relax also.
Yeah, I felt like I agreed with Schwartz based on what we're even seeing with Ariana. I'm kind of feeling the same way, and she's just not humbled about it. But again, humbled is a bad word because people are gonna be like, "Why the hell should you be humbled?" But I just feel like she's expecting certain things, but then I also kind of see where she's coming from, where it's like boundaries. Like she's like, these are my boundaries. Either you're in or you're out. And guess what? Like Ariana's like on tab, so like all her friends are probably like, I want to be in. I want to be in. I don't want to be on the outs with you. Like everyone in America. Even in different countries, they're literally, riding for Ariana. So it's like I'd be so scared to go against her.
Yeah, I agree, but then it's like that it's like even from last episode where like I think Tom's like, but you're living with him still. So it's like, yeah, I'm sure the way they communicate and all these things and she's setting all these boundaries, but it's like you're still like in his energy, field and space every single day when you're in that
Right.
house together.
Yeah.
So it's like a game also. To
Totally.
me, to me, it's like what I'm thinking or seeing, it's like a game to her.
Yeah.
But I think we I think we get to we're still at the pool party a little bit and where, Sheena, Katie, and Ariana are all in the pools too. And Sheena brings up the conversation that she had with Lisa, and Ariana goes hard and then like she's just like going crazy about the whole situation. And you see Katie right next to her who doesn't say a damn word.
She's so useless. I will say I did feel bad for Sheena in that moment. She was so scared to talk about it because Ariana is just in her one way. Like this is what it is. So you think that you had this good relationship. He didn't even care about you. Like that's
Yeah.
how Ariana's being. And it's like you could tell Sheena is so scared to even bring it up. And it's because, yes, Ariana is the head bitch in town, like she really is right now. And everyone's made her feel like she is. So it's like, do you blame Ariana for acting like that?
No. I mean, yeah, I do still, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And we also get to where
Are
Lala
you
and
okay?
yeah, I'm like looking because I'm like, I feel like I skipped a little bit. That's why.
Oh, okay.
We get to Lala and James, and they're talking about their sobriety and him getting sober from and he starts explaining that he got sober basically from Scandoval, and he was drinking so much that he was becoming like probably a monster to Ellie,
Oh,
and
I
she
can
left
only
the home.
imagine.
Yeah, and she like left the home for 2 days, and then she came. Well, then he said, "I'm not going to drink," and then she came back. So I feel like I really hope James really does not drink because he truly does have a problem. And just for his and Allie's relationship's sake, because I do think she's a good person for him.
It's interesting, like, the girls he dates. It's interesting, he is such, like, a wild guy, again, if you rewatch the way his personality is, but then he dates, like, these really reserved, quiet women who, you know, aren't like a Lala. It's like I feel like I would see him being with someone like a Lala, but he dates, like, the complete opposite, and I just find that so interesting.
Oh, I know. That really is so true. Like, yeah, I can see a
Yeah,
lot of similarities between Rachel and Allie.
for sure.
Well, Rachel from before, like, because she was very reserved and quiet.
Right. She's just, like, very observant, I say, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we end the episode. There was another scene with Tom and um Tom and Tom talking, but I don't really care about that scene. We end up with this scene where,
Well,
you
no,
know,
I mean, like, in
okay,
that
you care.
scene, though
Okay.
well, I don't care that much, but, like, in that scene, Tom Schwartz is telling Sandoval about how, like, Lala's, like, loosening up a little bit, and then Sandoval is, like, still acting bitter about everything, and Schwartz is like, "You can't keep bringing these things up." Like,
Yeah.
and then Sandoval, again, is, like, back at that, "Well, it's been 5 months," and it's like, "Well, then let it be 5 more minutes," and Schwartz is really trying to help Sandoval, but Sandoval's like, everyone needs to get over it. And it's like, well, it's hard for us to get over when you're like in your confessional saying how you just like miss Raquel and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, okay, thanks for reminding us like what a piece of shit you are.
Yeah, and it's hard to get over when you haven't apologized and you haven't been sincere and you haven't been nice. Like if you were
Right.
being very nice, people would really forgive you and move on.
Right. For sure.
So yeah, we end this episode, which like I didn't expect this because I don't know why. Like maybe I did see a preview, but you know, Lisa had called James and told him to like just come see me for 10 minutes really quick. Like she made it seem like it was so casual. And he walks into Vanderpump Dogs, and this is where he gets reunited with Graham. How did you feel about this whole scene?
I thought that was so sweet.
Okay. I would think that she would tell him, really, instead of just surprising him with it. I don't know. Like, that's his
Really?
dog. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, with what happened, like, do you know the backstory about it?
Yeah, but like he didn't know up until that moment.
Yeah, but I thought that was so sweet because I mean the backstory was like really ick on what happened with Graham, like that because Raquel was in rehab, her like mom put him in a I don't even know what the right term is for like a dog, like whatever, and then Lisa's company went and picked it up.
Yeah, no, I know. I think I'm happy for that moment, but I'm saying like the way like was so shook that like he just walks in and all of a sudden he's seeing his dog and he's like what like he probably was so shocked too. But yeah,
Yeah,
he's does he still have Graham? I don't think he does he?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
because I
sure
think
he does.
no, I don't think he does because I think Graham really was biting.
No, Chantal, please don't say put that out there and then everyone shits on us
No,
because
hold
I
on, hold on,
don't.
hold on. I'm really gonna
Yeah,
let you
like,
know.
I did not hear that he gave back the dog because of the biting. That's why Raquel's family gave up the dog because they said that he was biting. Raquel then blamed James and said that James taught, Graham to bite like that. I don't know what the hell Chantel's saying, you guys.
Hold on, I swear I thought I read that he didn't have him.
No,
Okay.
yeah. Um, yeah, and it sounds like he was really happy and, I mean, at least in the summer, it says that he has been reunited with the dog and the dog remains and lives with him, so I don't think that the dog was, like, rehomed somewhere.
Okay, well that's good then. Like I'm happy that he still has a dog then.
Yeah. Chantel just started a whole new rumor, y'all.
Literally. I'm
Like,
like
wait,
looking at his
what?
Instagram. He does a lot. He does a lot of little shows.
Yeah.
He's almost
Um,
at 1 million followers. Good for him.
yeah. Well, yeah, tell us what you guys are thinking about Vanderpump Rules this season. I'm so curious to know. So send us a DM or comment what you guys think about the season so far. We just did a interview with Burgalicious from the Traders. I don't know if you guys are watching Traders. If not, and you need a show, it's a really, really good show to watch. Watch season 1, 2. We just uploaded the episode today. Chanel, what did you think about that interview with Burgalicious? Someone commented and they were like, I love the interview, but I wish it was longer.
Oh wow, okay.
I
You know,
know.
sometimes it's hard when you're really only talking about like a small show and there's like not that much, to like really um ask, like there's only so many questions that you can ask, somebody. Um so I thought it was like a good amount of time for what we were trying to get out of the interview.
Me too.
But I
Like,
I loved it. I thought it was fun. I thought he was great energy too. He like there's some
he
people when you
was.
interview them, you're just like, "Oh my god, that was just like pulling teeth." And you
We've
guys, if
we've
you
had
know, you
one
know.
interview where we were traumatized, where it was like it was literally pulling teeth trying to have them talk, and it was, like, so uncomfortable.
Yeah, but he was reserved on some things, like not wanting to talk shit because like you can tell he's still wanting to be in the industry, which like
Yeah.
yeah, like I think we said that a little bit after, but good for him if he wants to do that. And but I enjoyed it and I thought like he said couple things that we didn't know about, with the show and what they don't show, filming because there's only so much time and I was laughing like listening back to me asking him about his opinions on all the housewives and it was just funny to hear that.
Yeah. Our listener even said, that they were like, "Wait, I didn't even know anything about this hotel thing because we kept trying to get him to admit that they stay at a hotel, which they absolutely do." And our listener was like, "Oh my gosh, like, I didn't even think that." So they're having them like record, pretend to go upstairs and then like come down. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
absolutely, you
"Yeah,
guys. Yeah, they do not stay at that. They do not stay at that.
yeah."
And like in that interview, me and Roxanne do talk about how like long, long, long time ago we like were on this like game family game show thing and it never aired. But you guys, this is the same thing. They literally took us in this hotel room and they truly had a guard watching our every move. And like this is like a stupid game show that we're not even celebrities. Like, but just because they don't want you to ruin the show or the
Or
game.
have prior conversations. Like
Yes.
they don't want you to see. And it was like my cousins, and they don't want us to see each other and like talk game plan or just talk anything. So
Like
they literally trapped us, and it was just really it was like the first time I think I've experienced like anxiety and a panic attack, and the only time.
And, like, even at one point, I was like, "I wanna go swim just to get out of the room," and, like, they followed me and watched me
Chanel,
swim.
I
It
I
was
still think that
uncomfortable.
was wild. You were the only one out of our cousins who left the room and asked to go swim.
And it was a miserable dinky pool. I think we were, like, at, like a Hampton, Hilton or something. It was, like, a weird hotel, but, not that those are weird hotels, but, like, this one was, like, a weird one.
You guys, I snuck my laptop in, literally called my husband, who's my boyfriend at the time, and was crying to him and saying, "This was a bad experience," because we were in the hotel for 2 days.
Yeah, this is, like, 10 years ago, and, we'll show some pictures maybe. We
Let's
have some
not.
pictures.
Let's not. I just remember, like, my rebellious ass, like, I had opened the door or when we first got sent in, my cousin was in this one of my cousins was in the same floor as me, and, like, I opened the door and I had, like, screamed her name, and I was like, "Yvette," and, like, she was like, "Roxanne?" And I literally, like I ran there, they weren't at my door for some reason at that moment, and I was like, "I'm dying." She's like, "I just took a bath, like, I've taken a bubble bath," and I was like, "Oh, wow, okay." Like, so I'm the only one who's, like, freaking out here, and I had a laptop and I was still freaking out.
Literally, but yeah, so, like,
Uh,
they definitely stay at a hotel, you guys.
yeah, so, I mean, we've heard that, and then he was like, "I can't comment," and we're like, "Bro, we know you stay at a hotel." So,
Yeah.
but yeah, take a listen to that because that was a really fun interview. I had so much fun doing that.
Me too.
Yeah, well, that's all that we have for today. So thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys for supporting us, especially in the last few days. We really appreciate you guys so much. And make sure to check out allabouttrh.com for everything Real Housewives Bravo TV and support us on Patreon if you can. And yeah, I think that's all. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Hey everyone, it's Chris Frangiola, and I'm the host of your new favorite podcast, Cover to Cover. Each week on Cover to Cover, I scour the world's newspapers to bring you the craziest stories in fashion, music, pop culture, food, you name it, we give you the comedy angle on all of it. If this sounds up your alley, listen to Cover on the iHeart app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you get your podcasts.